The info we got.
1:40 p.m. we had a two-officer unit make a street stop out here. We're in the area of Blaine and Adams, and what it was this car, which is actually one of our field training officer cars. A senior officer training an officer that has less than 2 months on the job, and they were out doing proactive police work. In this case, they saw an individual known to the department and known to be a suspect in the theft of a firearm, actually. They called out to him. That individual turned, fired multiple shots at the officers, who then fired in return. Miraculously, no one was struck by gunfire. The individual fled the area. The officers gave out a great description. Subsequently, officers that responded for backup were able to locate this individual, place him in custody. We actually used one of our drones, put it up almost immediately to surveil the area, and found through a heat signature the firearm that had been discarded by this individual. So to shorten it up, shots fired at the police. They returned fire. No one was hit miraculously in this. Just a reminder of how dangerous just basic police work can be, and I'm very thankful, especially that the officers are unhurt, but also that no innocent bystanders were injured, and that this individual was placed into custody.
How many shots were fired?
Well, I believe the suspect fired, I think what I'm hearing from preliminary reports are at least 4 rounds were fired at the officers immediately. Both officers fired. I don't know how many times they fired. I haven't actually done the shell casing count myself. Michigan State Police just arrived on scene. They're going to be taking over the investigation, to certainly at least the administrative part of the investigation, and put it all together. And that includes dictating what evidence gets picked up and how it gets picked up. So we didn't want to interfere with that, so I don't have all those numbers yet.
How would this impact the trainees getting onto the staff?
Yeah, morale and everything, or
just is that on blemish on his record?
No, not a blemish. I mean, this certainly it's an open investigation, so we're going to see if it's something that either he or his field training officer can do better. Obviously, that's a thing, but it's very possible from at least the preliminary reports that I have that this individual started off by shooting multiple rounds at these officers. It's possible. In fact, my first concern was, because he's so new, is this going to be a moment for him that he kind of reflects on his career choice now and says, I'm going to take it in a different direction. And I've seen that so many times in my career, when you get into a traumatic situation, especially when you're new, that's caused even friends of mine that I know that have just quit the job on that very same day. So spoke to him already. I think he's in good spirits. I think it certainly helps that no one was injured in this, but still a very traumatic experience to go through, and we'll help them, both officers, through that.
And was that gun the one that they found, the stolen gun that you were looking for?
That's a good question. I know that they found a gun. I've seen a photo of the gun. It was tossed a location where it's covered in weeds, so I don't know that they've been able to pull off the serial number off of it, but I say there's a good chance that that's the one and the same.
Handgun?
Handgun, yeah.
I know there's been a few homicides just in this general area.
Yeah.
You said this person's known. Any indication
he's
connected?
No, okay. At this point in time, I won't rule anything out, but at this point in time, I don't have anything concrete from the detectives, and I spoke to the Grand Rapids Police detectives as well as MSP are on scene, but I did get a chance to speak to the GR guys that are here, and preliminarily we're not to the point where we said there's any connection to that any of the homicides that have taken place recently, but certainly that's one of the most immediate things that we're going to do is run that firearm through forensic tests and see, is this a crime gun, as we call it, a gun that's been used in other crimes, and that'll be something that we'll get to very shortly.
No, you can't. Obviously the suspect hasn't been charged, so you can't give it a name, but what about age?
18 years old. Suspect is 18 years old, so an adult, but a young adult, and obviously a day like today made a very, very bad choice, and hope this is a wake-up call. He came very close to shooting and killing someone else, and being shot and killed himself. So I think that this, if anything, should be the day that he wakes up and makes better choices moving forward.
But did he have a juvie record, would you say?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
How long it took to find him once he fled?
So within 10 minutes, and it may have been just a couple minutes. So I got a notification right away from the watch commander, turned my radio on, and they were already coming on the air saying that he's in custody. But so maybe 2 or 3 minutes. The officers that made the initial stop were not the officers that placed him in custody, but they were able to give a very detailed description, which is difficult to do in a traumatic situation. But so kudos to them. They were able to come over the air, gave a very detailed description. Officers responded, saw that individual, knew that it was him, placed him into custody.
paid leave.
About the response that you had here, we got here right as it was happening. We just happened to be driving by, and I would say there's probably at least 24, maybe 3
Yeah.
jurisdictions, state police, East Grand Rapids.
First call that, yeah. So it's been an uncharacteristically very busy day for the police department for us. I was on the street myself this morning. We have another one of the deputy chiefs are usually off for holidays, but because it's been so busy, we've been out and about. And so when this call came out, obviously a very serious call, so we call out, but immediately we put the call out. East Grand Rapids was one of the first to get a call. State Police, Sheriff's Department. I'm not sure who else all responded, but I know that we couldn't have done it by ourselves so quickly, setting up a very large perimeter. Because when somebody's running even just a short period of time, you're not quite sure what direction they could go, and you have to cast a very wide net. So the response from our partner agencies was fantastic. GR now has taken it over as far as the footprint's concerned, and then just now that Michigan State Police is here, they're taking over the investigation.
Now, was this guy on the 2 officers or 1 in training paid admin leave?
Yeah, they'll be on paid admin leave. In this case, obviously, when you have somebody that's so new, he's been through training. We usually have maybe some administrative things. I think with this, as the investigation goes on and goes through the prosecutor's office, we'll probably make sure that he stays in a training cycle, although it'll be administrative in nature in-house. He won't be back on the street, but we don't want him to lose this valuable time so early in his career of getting those reps of training moments.
Is this like a college student or like someone who's left?
No, he's individual that typical of over the past few years. We've been looking for individuals, no disrespect to individuals who came right out of school, but this is someone with life experience that counted a lot towards us hiring him. We looked at his background and we said he's got a lot to offer, as far as maybe not as far as the police experience, but he's got a life of experience. So he's in his 30s, being a brand new rookie police officer.
Talk a little about that stop. I know you said he was known. Was he pulled over because of
no, yeah, and it
driving,
wasn't.
or they knew the plate
And I should have clarified that it wasn't even a case of a traffic stop. It was 2 officers, obviously the one in training and one excellent field training officer that's trying to teach the new officer how to do good police work. And I believe they actually had an image of this individual that was a suspect in a previous theft of a firearm, and just happened to see as they were driving through the neighborhood, hey, I think that's this individual. So they just stopped and called him over, said, hey, can we speak to you? And that's where he turned and fired his gun.
Oh, so he was walking?
Yeah, that's right. He was not in a vehicle.
Gotcha.
Exactly right. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Public is safe, I'm assuming?
Public is safe. We're very confident we have the suspect in custody. We did a full canvass of the area because there were multiple rounds fired to make sure there wasn't someone that was not involved that was struck that we didn't know about. So there were a lot of knocking on doors and just making sure there wasn't additional damage. I know the squad car got hit, and I'll take that as a win for the only thing that was struck today. As far as video is concerned, I haven't seen the video yet. As far as if after I speak to the state police, I think this is one that we'll probably be able to get out and share with you guys soon.
The training wears body cam too?
Right, yes. Yep. Yeah, both the trainee and the FDO have body cam, as well as their officers equipped, their vehicles equipped with the in-car camera. So depending on where the incident took place in relation to the car, it might have been captured on multiple images.
Do you have a more accurate location? I know this is a very large perimeter, but where around?
I heard the intersection I heard was Blaine and Adams, where the actual shooting took place. That was the preliminary info I got. I haven't heard it change. Haven't heard it change since then. Yeah.
And how many blocks did you catch him?
That's a good question. You know, Mike, where he was placed in custody?
Within a couple blocks.
Okay, so within a couple blocks, shortly thereafter. Yeah.
I'm good.
Was the gun connected to any other crimes?
We're going to find out when that's something we're going to dig into as soon as possible, find out whether that gun has been used in other crimes. So we can do that not only with ballistic firing of the test, but we'll actually be able to test the shell casings that were fired today and compare those to other shell casings we've acquired in recent incidents here. So through that system, we'll be able to get that information soon. Very important information to have.
Aside from just the gun, Are you also looking into the person potentially being connected to something?
Absolutely, yeah. We want to. And I think the gun may tell that story. Depends on how long this individual's had this gun. If it's been used in other crimes, that's certainly a big investigative help for us.
If you don't mind clarifying, I know you probably answered this a couple times in different ways. How did GRPD know about this individual? How is he like a known person?
He's a known person. Well, number one, he's a resident that may have had interaction with officers in the neighborhood previously, criminal interactions. That I can't confirm, but I know that he was. Detectives had already informed our street officers that he was a suspect in the theft of a firearm.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.